And nandito na naman ako for another episode. Well, not really episode. I don't think I do episodes. But anyway, I have plans to share with you guys. So, tara! So today, I decided to gather these plants, also known as Caudices or Caudex plants. So they're basically swollen, or it's a rootstock. Basically, it's a stem and a root together, and it can actually store water for the plant itself. In the sense that even though you don't see roots when you start planting them, they can just start growing out of it. So I do have quite a few here, and of course I want to share them with you. But there's a bunch more other plants out there that do have this I guess characteristic. Basically, they have like a full bottom. Yeah, they're pear-shaped. Yeah. So the very first one I want to share with you guys, if you are a crazy plant person, yes, I did say it, crazy plant person, hello, is that when of course you're going to be browsing through Instagram, the very first one that this will be hard to ignore. And this is also the reason why it is the first Caudex plant that I got in my collection. So this is the Stephania erecta. It looks weird right now. It only has this stump here. It did grow for me before, but I chopped it up because, yeah, I wanted to restart, and I transitioned it to leca. And here we are today. It's trying to do something. But I also read that Stephania erectus, when you once they start sprouting, flowers are gonna come out first and then the leaves. And I will show a picture of the leaves here, or basically a full-blown Stephania erecta, and tell me, wouldn't you want to get one yourself just by seeing this? Reminds me of Pilea pepermoides, but except that it has this bulbous bottom, which is the Caudex part of it. So yeah, Stephania erecta, I believe I got this from Thailand, but I do know someone whom you can get it locally or domestically here in the United States. Dirtyrootsma. It's one of her dirty potatoes. I'm gonna link her what I call that, her website down below. She even have this other version of this Stephania erecta, wherein, so as you can see here with mine, it's more of a smooth, though it's not really smooth. But this one, the other one, is basically has this texture. So it's a special texture Stephania erecta, I believe. I'm gonna share a picture of it here. So yeah, you do have an option. So check out her webpage. And no, this is not sponsored. I wish one day I'll get sponsored, but not at the moment. These are all from my pocket. This is from my paycheck. But that is okay because I work hard for them and I'm happy. Going back to the plants, yes. So Stephania erecta. So yeah, this is the like, it'll be hard to not admire this plant, especially when you're browsing through Instagram. So after that, I saw another Caudex plant. So, because just like what I told you, there's a bunch of them out there. I got this one. This is the Stephania suberosa. This one is still in soil. So as you noticed earlier, the other one is in like yeah, look at this. It almost reminds me of a forgetti, but except like it's more wider, more stout, instead of just a turtle shelly look one. And it is missing a sinus, just like a forgetti. I'm talking about an Anthurium forgetti. No sinus, but it's just like that. And it has this drip tip here at the bottom, just like in nature. Drip tips, basically, their purpose is that when it rains out there in the nature, it drips. It doesn't just sit on the leaves and make them kind of yucky, or what do you call that, like drowning water. But basically, and also something to point out with these leaves, the texture is very different. It's almost like waterproof kind of thing. Like, yeah, it's not waxy, it's not smooth either. It's almost like a grape leaf. Yeah, if you go to some wineries, they take you to their vineyards. Have you tried to touch the grape leaves? That's what this plant reminds me of. And we have some yellow in here. I think this is one of the oldest leaves, so maybe it's gonna go bye-bye. But yeah, Stephania suberosa. I think I got this from her, dirtyrootsma. And then, so after showing those two with you guys, of course, there's other Caudices there, not just Stephania's. So there's this one Instagrammer. She's actually a plant influencer, Naomi Planter. She's a psychologist, I think, right? You are? But yeah, so she has this thing, like every time her plants would bloom, she shares it on her story, and basically you can tell flower, like some sensitive parts. So it's almost like a free consult or free sit down with her as a psychologist. And because of that, one of those plants is this Siningia leucotrica, or the Brazilian Edelweiss. And ta-da! I got it because of her. And this one I got from dirtyrootsma. Again, her link is down below. Look at that. Oh, it's very fuzzy. It's almost like a cat or a pet dog that's fuzzy. Like, I miss my Bensao. But yeah, like, right, you can see the fuzziness. So this is, I just stuck it in this little shot glass, plastic shot glass with a moist sphagnum moss, and ta-da! I think I can show you guys. So it's some of its roots have decided to stick on this sphagnum moss, so it is rooting, it is happy there. Brazilian Edelweiss, or Siningia leucotrica. Yes, panalo ang pangalan. Yeah, it's very well. This is a fast-growing one. I would say I do give it a lot of light via like a grow light. It just, when I first got it, it has this tiny little growth spurts, and now they're like these. So I'm looking forward to when it blooms for me, and then I can be like, Naomi, we're twinning. Hi. That'll be a dream. Yes. So just like what I said earlier, I got this from dirtyrootsma. And also at the same time, when she released this one, she also released her last batch of this other Caudex that Cynthia of the Plant Babies got. And I'm like, oh, I want one too. So I take it upon my own hand and research where I can buy them. I did pay a little bit more because it came from Thailand. And yes, yeah, it came from Thailand. Just like my Stephania erecta, because at the time, yeah, that's all I knew, is to buy from Thailand. But anyways, going back, so I took upon my own hands to get this beautiful Loch Ness Monster, my Phyllanthus mirabilis. So at the moment, its leaves are trying to close. Yes, it's almost like a prayer plant wherein the leaves closes at night and opens up again when the sun is open. But it's not any way related, I think, with the prayer plant family or the Calathea family. It is a Loch Ness Monster, as you can see here. Insert Diana Ross singing, "If we hold on together, I know our dreams will never die. Dreams see us through to forever." I don't know the lyrics. I forgot. But anyways, yeah, my Loch Ness Monster, the Phyllanthus mirabilis. So I got this from Thailand. I'll share the link down below where I got it from. So if you want to get it, yeah, you can do so too. So there you go. It again, it's beautiful. It's a Loch Ness Monster. And let me show you guys this. Its roots is sticking out in water. I did rearrange it before, but I guess it's just a very thirsty Loch Ness Monster. It wants to just look for water, and it has water. So when I bought this one, I saw that the seller also has other Caudices in her what do you call that, inventory. So I bought the other one because I'm paying shipping, and shipping from Asia is normally expensive, so I might as well get another plant. One plant is I cannot justify just buying one plant internationally. It has to be more than one. Well, in this case, two. Yeah, there's two of them. But yeah, so this one is Stephania Nova. I don't know if you can see the leaves because it's so tiny, but there you go. Can you see it now? It's so tiny, right? So I'll show a bigger picture of it from the internet here. Isn't it gorgeous? So the difference from the Stephania erecta, suberosa, and the nova is that just like the Stephania erecta, it is round form. But can you see the variation on this on this Stephania nova? It's just gorgeous, right? And then the leaves, I hope one day I can appreciate if it's thick or thin, because I'm not gonna be doing that on this tiny little thing. But you can see the veins. Can you see it? I don't know. Is it there? Can you see it? The veins. There's veins. Nurses, help me. Veins. But yes, Stephania nova. And apparently, Houseplant Plant Club, yeah, I think that's their name. Her Stephania nova's leaves has a bluish color leaves. So apparently it's one, you can get that, and then the other one is just green leaves, or I don't know. Mine, I don't know. It has one leaf. So we will see eventually what color as it matures. Hopefully it does. And yes, it doesn't have any roots sticking down there yet, just like what I said. It does have its reservoir, because that fat thingy is, yes, that is life. So here are the other list of Stephanias out there. I'm just gonna let it flow. A lot of them out there, up to you if you wanna collect them. But heads up on that, if you do wanna collect them, please do your part in researching whether your seller are doing or are resourcing their plants responsibly. I was told that in my home country, the Philippines, because it is hard times, it's hard times everywhere, not just in the Philippines, I'm assuming, because, you know, jobs, we can go anywhere. So you do what you can to provide for your family. Unfortunately, there are poaching of plants happening out there. So as sellers, please do your research. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid to ask those buyers, those sellers, where they get their plants. Are they getting it from a nursery, which is okay, because they are propagating it from a stock plant. They're not getting it out from nature and basically just taking everything out, like uproot them, and then without any regard whether if it's the last of its species or if it's kind. So please do your research, especially, I'm not sure how do you propagate these caudices. You don't just chop it and then it'll form a bulb. So yes, please be mindful. Please do your part. Yes, let's save some for the future, for Jillian and her generation and the generations to come. So yeah, enough of me yapping about like PSA and stuff. But yes, I am serious about that one. Do your part, okay? So I also want to talk about how do I take care of these caudices? Like, how do I keep them alive? So what I noticed when I only had my Stephania erecta, it wasn't really starting. It's just a bulb. Like, my husband was teasing me, like, what are you doing with a potato with all of these foliages, like beautiful foliages you have? I told him it's a plant, but he won't believe me because it didn't even have this thing yet, this little green sprout there. So what I noticed is that I actually learned this from another Instagrammer. It was so long time ago, like almost 2 years. I don't remember his name anymore. But yeah, so what he does, he doesn't even have it in soil. He just put it in a saucer and he sprays water on it every morning, like every day. And that's when he started to grow. And I did that with mine as well. And yes, for sure, it did start growing. So basically, yes, Jill, I'm so sorry. So basically, what I would recommend, that is a good trick if your potato is still dormant, spray it with water every day, just like a simple spraying, or pour water, but don't soak it in water. I feel like it's gonna rot. But spray it with water once a day, like really, like the whole thing. And I think that will help you start like waking up your plants. And also, I do provide it with ample amount of light, just like any other plants. They do need light to photosynthesize, and also I think it triggers them like warmth or light. Oh, it's springtime, so you need to, like, it's time to grow. And fertilizer wise, since I do have 4 of them in basically soil-free media, sphagnum moss and leca, I do use nutrient water on these 3, and the sphagnum moss, I wet it with nutrient water. But for this guy, I just, when I water it, because it's still in soil, I wet the Caudex itself with fertilizer. Actually, do the spray the orchid fertilizer, and it seems to work. Yeah, light. And just like what I said too, since they do store water in that fat bottom, like peachy bottom, you don't have to water it too much. Like, but though again, I feel like I'm contradicting myself with spraying water every day, once a day though. So yeah, basically you just don't want it to be soaking or always wet all the time, because you will rot this plant. So yeah, I think that's the care tips that I have. And pest wise, I haven't encountered any pests. Yeah, especially I've had my Stephania erecta for 2 years, though I have to restart. It doesn't look like I've had it for 2 years, right? But yeah, I haven't encountered any pest problem with them. So there we have it. These are my Caudices. My Caudices. Yes. Yeah. I hope you guys learned something today. And if you do, again, a little PSA there, please do responsibly if you are gonna collect plants. And kita-kita tayo next time. And also follow me on Julians_plant_corner. Yeah, I do a lot of stories there, so maybe you can catch up. And also, again, my PSA, do your part responsibly. Please, please, please. And if you have any suggestion on how we can improve on that, comment down below to spread the word. If other people are asking questions, so how they can acquire plants responsibly. You have suggestions, they have questions, please answer each other. Let's learn from one another. And yeah, and may you always be blessed.